Well, I was really looking forward to the 2011 archery season this year at the Solitude Ranch up in Devil's Tower. We had a pretty good lineup of some pretty cool guests coming out. We had Mark Drury with Drury Outdoors is going to hunt with us again this year. We had Kevin Gross and Lance Parrish, two former Major League Baseball players coming out. And then the last person we had out was Randy Birdsong, who is one of the hosts of the new television show on the Outdoor Channel, Headhunters TV. So we had a pretty good group coming out, along with all of us, myself, Bob Lott, Frank Amos, and Josh Gullett. We were all here at the ranch, and I was kind of eager to get behind the camera and film Lance Parrish on his first whitetail hunt here on the Solitude Ranch. Well, another thing I was excited about this year was checking out the new food plot mixes we had planted on the ranch. Frank and the guys got all the food plots planted at the end of June. Through the summer I was getting reports from Frank that they were coming in, but we weren't getting a lot of summer rain, so I was a little bit nervous that we weren't going to get much of a stand in our food plot mixes. But by the time I got here in late August, I ran around and checked, and I wasn't disappointed. I mean, Wyoming is a very arid state to begin with, and with no summer rains, like I said, I was concerned that we weren't going to get much of a stand, but as it turned out, the food plot mix performed well. We got great stands of turnips and brassicas in, and we managed to see a lot of deer using those food plots. Once I got to the ranch and realized that the food plots were doing well, then my next step that I like to do when I get here before the season opens is to look through all of the hundreds of pictures we take, trail cam pictures. And from that, I like to build what I call our 10 most wanted list, and that is the biggest and most mature bucks on the ranch for that particular year. I kind of got a little spoiled last year taking that 164-inch buck I shot last year. So after I looked through all of the pictures, I didn't really have a buck that really set me back and kind of got me excited. There was a lot of good quality deer this year, so good solid bucks this year, but nothing that I really tripped my trigger. So Bob and I get into the blind, and I mean, it's hard to believe, and a lot of people won't believe this when I say it, but we're watching Frank's taillights go over the hill. The sound of his diesel motor in his truck is still in our ears, and we've already got the deer coming back into the food plot. A bunch of does come in, some small bucks. We're watching them, looking at them, knowing fully well that we've got a lot of daylight left, a good 2 hours, and we're going to get some of those mature bucks that we've been seeing in that food plot back. And lo and behold, I bet it was another 30 minutes. Bob looked over there, could see him, the tine sticking up, coming over the rise. He said, "Here they come, good buck." And sure enough, it was a nice big 9-pointer, good management deer. And I had previously told Bob that, you know, we're getting close enough to the end of the season before we had to leave to do some moose hunts in western Wyoming. And we had more clients coming in that was going to suck up our hunting time. I told him before we went out that night that if we get a good management buck in, I'm gonna try to take him. And here he was coming over the top of the field. We could just see his horns come out. He popped out, we got a full view of him. He jumped the fence into the food plot, and I got my binoculars on him. I could see that he was a good, mature 9-point buck, a buck that anybody would be proud to take. And I made up my mind if he offered the shot, I was gonna take it.
Just jumped the fence right there. Yeah. Made it into the can, just barely made it over. He was gushing blood, it looked like, when he hit that fence line. You drilled him, man. Smell it.
Yep, that's him, man. We got him.
All right. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Look at there. Nice big mature 9-pointer. Beautiful deer. God almighty, Bob. We finally jammed in a hunt, and it was very productive tonight. We've been so busy with hunters and all kinds of stuff going on at the ranch, and just really haven't had a time to sit down and hunt much this fall. But we finally got it in, got it done. And with a dandy too. I'm just really tickled with this guy. Beautiful buck.